Give it up for Janet.
Janet, always electrifying. And I'm sorry, but every time I say her name, I want to say, damn it. Damn it, Janet. Okay.
More than that.
Yeah.
Not hammock.
Hammock, Janet.
Damn it, Janet's in the hammock again.
David Mamet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
David who?
Okay.
Right after episode of Mannix.
Clueless, lost in thought. All right, lost in thought.
I've heard of mannequin.
Ready? Go for it.
Okay.
Do that thing you do, that voodoo you do. So well.
So next up we have our feature. Today's time.
Feature.
You know that.
Oh no. Okay. It makes you think of. Yes, that's what I was going for. Continue.
Scary sound. So.
Bonnie?
Creepy. Okay, go. I'll stop.
Go, Speed Racer, go. So I have prepared a little something for this book to describe her perfectly. So coming up, we have a voice of tyranny and rebellion wrapped up in the American flag that catches on her tongue as she sparks the truth of our generation against the gleam of her teeth while she inspires the tired spark that can hold up the gears of the 9-to-5ers and revitalizes life in the irony and the excitable flashing lights and the tedium of our days looking for something more, which is exactly what she gives us.
Damn, that was awesome.
We have Bonnie L.
Bonnie L! You just want to say, Bonnie, how the L are you?
Hey everybody, so I'm going to start off with a piece I wrote. It's dedicated to my dear friend Alyssa.
Yeah.
Whatever. Hey Alyssa, let me buy you lunch. What's your favorite food? Oh, well, I can't afford that. But I'll write a poem about your favorite food and give a copy to you. I'm sure that will be tasty. Say, I was wondering, could you make me a lemon drop martini? I won't exactly pay for your service with money, but I'll write you a lovely poem about your bills being paid, because that's the same, right? After all, fuck money and capitalism. Enjoy the beauty of soul-touching poetry. Your landlord can lighten up. Survival can go fuck itself. Tonight, it's just about these rhymes and stanzas, because they fill an empty stomach just as much as your groceries would. Allow me to graciously exploit your services for free, because I can buy the drink, but I'm skipping the tip jar. I need to save money. Yeah, that shit's not gonna fly. Not with Alyssa, not with her landlord, and last but not least, not with me. If you want a lemon drop martini or anything else, whether it be booze, food, or coffee, you pay for the service as well as the drink. Folks, what I am trying to say is, and I'm quoting my dear Mike Whalen, tit motherfucker, tit motherfucker, tit motherfucker, tit. You all know better than to bite the hand that feeds you. You don't fucking starve it either. Poor Alyssa had to put pants on to come here tonight, and she's not here to join the sign-up list. She's sitting behind that bar on call in case any of you here get hungry or thirsty. Being frugal is fine. Being cheap is unacceptable. This is a bar, not a charity. She shouldn't be doing this shit for free because landlords, grocery stores, and cell phone companies don't accept gold stars for being a good person as an acceptable payment for their services. You don't have to fill that jar with diamonds or the rest of your life savings, but would it kill you to put $1 in so she can eat something other than ramen for breakfast? Even if you're not going to buy something, compensate that poor woman's feet for having to stand up for so long. A couple of quarters is just fine. Aside from bills, this is a matter of common courtesy as well. If you're gonna ask a sexy bitch to wait on you, you pay her in cash. Don't write her poems, don't make her work for you for free by skipping that tip jar to save money. Don't make it to where this event's not worth her time because she won't make more than $10 tonight. Poetry is nice and all, but it's not an acceptable compensation for reality. Every time that tip jar is skipped, that's a meal she could potentially miss, and poems about hamburgers are not only inedible, but it's an insult to everything she does for us each Sunday. So please, don't be a dick. Whether it's a 20, a 5, or a $1, tip the fucking bartender. Now that that is out of the way, this is based off of Tumblr. If I hear the words privilege, non-inclusive, or invalidating used out of proper context one more time, I will fucking choke a bitch. I don't care what your special snowflake vice is, it's time for you to rip reality's band-aids off and face the facts head on. I'm looking at you, at Fectoro what the fuck evers. At autogender, at fectoromantic, at fectorosexual, when your autism/neurodivergency affects your gender and or sexual/romantic orientation. Not only do you identify yourself with nonsense, you're attacking others who don't feed into the bullshit, claiming they have neurotypical privilege and the world somehow oppresses, discriminates, and validates your quite frankly insulting antics. Newsflash! You are not oppressed. You are not discriminated against. You are not genuinely invalidated. There is no such thing as the legitimate mistreatment of special snowflake syndrome. Shutting down your shit isn't bullying or bigotry. It's keeping things real, focusing on what matters. Woo! I'm pausing to wait for the flocks of folks rambling about being triggered by a brutally candid view of your absurd fantasy world. I don't care. There's no way in hell I'm going to slap a trigger warning on a truth desperately needing to be said. I refuse to call to you in your desperate need for validation of your identity as an innocent soul experiencing harrowing victimization by fabricated bad guys inside your narcissistic mind. You are not the victims. Do you forget where we stand? Or do you just not care? Are you oblivious to America's sidewalk stained red from the blood of adolescent boys gunned down by racial profiling, badged bullets, or you simply ignore it as you continue to walk on the red concrete? You talk about neurotypical privilege, but neurotypical privilege does not exist. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of hearing how neurotypical privilege is when you have an anxiety attack. You are having your fucking anxiety attack on a throne people lacking white skin are forced to carry on their backs as they are judged on sight without uttering a word because the color of their skin says more to white people than their voice does. And you're telling me you're so fucking oppressed because the rest of us are unwilling to indulge your selfishness. Go fuck yourselves. But oh my god, Bonnie, check your privilege. You're not an adfectoro/auti bullshit orientation. How could you know of our suffering? Because your oppression's not real. It's all in your head. Neurodivergency requires treatment. Skin tone does not. However, if I dare challenge you, I'm given the black mark of a perceived bigot. Okay, fine. You expect me to tiptoe around your sensitivity while you set up hidden landmines, essentially looking for something that could even remotely be considered oppression. Fuck that nonsense. I'm not doing shit. I'm not going to allow you to tie my hands together with your blood-stained rainbow rope, attaching it to a radiator of nonsense while screaming your mantra, "Don't oppress me, you cisgendered scum! Check your privilege!" If you're going to be around making a mess of things, I'll rock the bigot title, because when it comes to you, bigot means refusing to validate your narcissistic victimizing pity parties. I'm sorry if I've hurt your feelings, but I'm not. You're doing far more damage to the rest of us than I've done to your special snowflake feelings, so piss the fuck off. This is also sort of a tie-in with that one. Special thanks to Alyssa for the inspiration. You are a dragon. Wings garnished with elegant scales protrude from your back as you guard your hoard consisting of your mother's diamond jewelry because you can't eat human food. You're a fucking dragon. You are neither boy or girl. You identify as a dragonkin, meaning the rest of the world must refer to you as dragon self because it would cause severe dysphoria if we didn't. Your identity is your curse, though. You're a fucking dragon! Why can't the rest of the world understand? People are so cruel to poor dragonkins. Their cruelty is so harsh. Your mother is starving you because she refuses to allow you to eat her diamonds. You'll have to settle for less with aquamarines and topaz, except your evil bitch of a mom won't let you eat those either. Slowly you waste away as you tragically starve because you're not allowed to eat rocks. All the while being trapped in your human form has prevented you from being able to soar among the clouds in the sky. If it weren't for this damn Homo sapien shell, you'd be rocking your scales, flying around while you breathe your fire upon your middle school enemies. You are a great dragon spirit trapped inside the shell of a prepubescent adolescent. You're only truly free when you're asleep. Your true dragon form comes through in your dreams, and you're free to be the dragon you really are, but no one sees. Nobody understands your suffering. You are so oppressed and starved, you're denied the ability to eat your rocks. Yeah, about that. I suppose I'll step up and be the one to do this, but it's time for a major news flash. From a slightly concerned, cynical 21-year-old woman to a pimple-faced, majorly baby-faced 14-year-old child, you're not fucking dragons! There is no need for you to be eating mama's diamonds unless you want to spend 24 hours in a hospital in excruciating pain because the sharp part of her jewelry put a deep scratch in your internal organs. You can't fucking fly or breathe fire, and it's not just because you're the spirit of a great dragon trapped in the body of a human child, it's because you are a human child. You are just as much of a dragon as I am a creature of the night, sired by Dracula himself being hunted down by Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Your orientation is not real. It's okay to indulge yourself in the fantasy of being an uber-powerful creature soaring among the stars while breathing fire upon your enemies. We all have our ways of alleviating extreme frustration. However, it's not okay to subject the rest of us to your fantasy by making us call you dragon self and screaming about how oppressive and bigoted we are when we don't, or by eating your mother's nice and very expensive jewelry. So please drop the bullshit. Don't let your fantasies bleed into our reality, antagonizing the rest of us with your nonsense. Woo! You ever felt like your thoughts were on the verge of brilliance? You just needed to push a little farther to reach that G-spot of astounding? I do all the time. I have a million thoughts in my head buzzing so fast, too fast, to the point where the buzz turns into a magnificent melodic hum that glows. These thoughts I can't keep up with have evolved into singing fireflies, moving way too fast for my eyes to keep up, but they are just so beautiful that I cannot resist the urge to chase them, so I'll run around the yard with my fingers outstretched, because I'm a psychotic idiot chasing things that are already mine. The routine makes no sense, but I'll do it anyway. I don't sleep anymore. It's a waste of time to lay dormant. Instead, I need to keep pushing myself just a little further, just a little faster, just a little bit more, because I know these fireflies are going to wind up in my hand even if I have to force them there. They are going to be my golden ticket to greatness. How can you expect me to sleep when the clock is ticking, each split second slips by, I can't get them back, and I have so many fireflies to chase? There just isn't enough time for me to attend to my basic needs because the means nothing compared to what I'm feeling now. I feel fantastic, astounding, phenomenal. I am invincible. I am a prodigy. I feel like I can do anything to the point where I become irritable. The melody of my singing fireflies gets louder, their golden light growing brighter till it's blinding, it's painful, make it stop, I'm about to have an anxiety attack. There's too much noise, too much debris muddling through a crowd of static and electric pulses going through the opposite direction of my synapses. Don't ask me if I'm okay, just shut up. Stop moving, let me think, let me breathe. I need clarity, I need seclusion, I need to think. My psychotic breaks are becoming more frequent to the point where my hallucinations and delusions have taken root in my rib cage, eating away at my awareness. I am rapidly losing my mind, watching each petal of my sanity fall off the wilting stem of a manic bipolar basket case, and I will allow them to. My excuse being, well, what else can I do? Sometimes nurture can't overpower nature, but the truth behind this lie is, I don't mind slipping into insanity as long as these fireflies stay with me a little longer.